Okay, so let's talk about the difference between searching for something and actually, knowing it. Today, we're going to dive into a tool that's promising to close that gap for good, and maybe even change how we think about information itself.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You ask a totally simple question, and what do you get? A wall of ads, sponsored posts, and like a dozen blue links that you have to click through one by one, just hoping you can piece together the answer yourself. It's not really a search, it's more like an exhausting treasure hunt.
But what if there was a different way? I mean, what if instead of a laundry list of potential sources, you just got the answer? That's the huge idea behind this shift from a search engine to what people are calling an answer engine. It's a really fundamental change, moving away from just finding web pages and toward finding actual clarity.
And that, of course, brings us to the tool that's right at the heart of this whole shift, Perplexity AI. Now, the best way to think about it isn't as a replacement for search, but more like a really powerful, really smart evolution of it.
So, here's the crucial difference, right? An answer engine does all the heavy lifting for you. It actually scours the sources, it understands the context of your question, pulls together all the key info, and then presents it to you as one single, easy-to-read answer. And honestly, the way a Perplexity answer is built is what really makes it special. It's not just some random block of text. It gives you direct citations for every single point it makes so you can check the source for yourself. It pulls in helpful pictures and videos, and it even suggests follow-up questions to help you dig even deeper. It's pretty cool.
Okay, so that's the theory, but let's see how this thing actually works in the real world. We're going to put Perplexity to the test with a few different scenarios, starting off simple and then, really cranking up the complexity.
All right, first up, a simple, timely question. We're not looking to write a research paper here. We just need a fast yes or no, maybe with a little bit of context. That's it.
And boom, just like that, there's the direct answer. But the real magic, the part you have to see, is that little number, the citation. Perplexity literally shows you the exact text from the source that it used to make its claim. And that, right there, transforms it from just an answer into a verifiable, trustworthy answer.
Okay, but what if you're looking for more than just dry facts? What if you want to know what real people are thinking and feeling? Well, by switching the focus to social mode, we can basically listen in on conversations that are happening right now on places like Reddit.
And this is just so powerful. Instead of getting some polished corporate blog post, we get raw, honest feedback straight from actual users. I mean, if you're doing market research or building a product or even just creating content, this gets you the real pain points in a way that traditional search engines just can't touch.
All right, now let's really push this thing. Let's tackle a much more complex, analytical kind of question. For this, we're going to switch over to Labs mode, which is specifically designed to generate structured data, like charts and tables.
And check this out. What would have usually taken me hours of opening a million tabs and trying to build a spreadsheet is now just a clean, easy-to-read comparison table. This is all about trading hours of tedious manual labor for instant clarity. And it can even take it a step further and visualize that data. So instead of just listing out facts, it can turn a complicated cost analysis into something you get immediately. Just at a glance, the difference between these two models becomes crystal clear. It's awesome.
So we've seen how Perplexity can handle all the public information on the web, but what if you could make it an expert on your private information? Well, that's the whole idea behind a feature they call Spaces.
A space is basically your own little personalized version of the AI. You can train it on specific documents you have, articles you've saved, instructions related to your work, whatever you need for your project, whether it's for your job, for school, or just a personal hobby.
And you know what? Making one is incredibly simple. You just give it a name, you feed it your sources, like a project brief or a bunch of research papers, and then you can immediately start asking it questions within that custom-built world of knowledge.
Yeah, think of it like this. Imagine hiring a research assistant and handing them a giant stack of reading material for a new project. A space is that assistant, but one who's already done all the reading and is ready to answer your questions instantly, based only on the info you provided.
So, when you step back and put all of this together, what does it all mean? Well, it really points to a huge shift in how we find and process information. We're moving from just searching to something much deeper. I mean, just let that number sink in for a second. Over 80 sources. A single question can kick off an analysis that would probably take a human researcher days to get through. That is the sheer scale of knowledge we're talking about here.
So, what are the big takeaways from all this? Well, it's all about shifting from just searching to truly understanding. It's about getting answers you can trust with citations in seconds. It's about being able to tap into real conversations for real insights and even building your own personalized AI experts for anything you're working on.
And all of this leaves us with one final and I think really important question. When all that friction of finding information is just gone, when getting an answer is no longer the hard part, what does that free us up to do? What bigger, more complex, more creative questions are we going to be able to explore? Now that is the future this kind of technology is pointing us towards.